first got interested in cinematography when I first saw the film Wings of Desire in a community college class, and it just captures like humanity and like humanity in life very beautifully, and it inspired me to want to make films. As far as my cinematography style goes, I adapt my style to fit the needs of each story. I really do like handheld though, because it's so personal and it's so easy to get precise framing when you're handheld versus when you're on a tripod. One DP that at CSULB actually that I looked up to when I was like a freshman, he told me that 90% of like your movie is in pre-production. So I think that doing all that you can in pre-production, like being as organized as you can, leaving nothing to be guessed or like worked out the day of, is super important. Like making overheads is important, making plans for lighting, shot listing. I have an app on my iPad that allows me to plan the overheads of the shot. So like you can lay out the characters and you can lay out camera position and lights and everything. I think that's super helpful, especially because if you don't have storyboards, if you don't have overheads where you know exactly where a camera's going to be, and if you don't frame up maybe test shots to where like basically like there's so much room for things to not be communicated clearly. So you just want to minimize that as much as possible. So storyboards, drawing out the exact frame, like where maybe it's going to cut off, and like where the camera is going to be positioned in relationship to the characters, like how high or low it's going to be, just as much as you can communicate that and be clear on it. So it's not like on set you're caught off guard because one of you thought you're going to do it one way and then the other thought you're going to do it another way. You also get the best results that way too, because you can actually think things through and like plan out how you will convey your emotions on screen completely before the actual day, so you're not left to kind of scramble. Other female cinematographers really inspire me. I like hearing about their work and learning from them, especially just because it's just hard to listen to like all these old men talk about cinematography, and it's just refreshing to hear it from a woman's perspective. What also inspires me is female rappers. I listen to female rappers a lot because it's the same thing. It's like a rap is like the industry is so objectifying and like exploitative of women, and they're just like out here killing it, and like it's similar to the film industry, I think. The piece of work that I'm most proud of is a musical thing. It was at the senior showcase at CSULB last May. It started out as a test shoot for the DXL, but I kind of turned it into a short film, and I directed, DP'd, edited, and wrote it. I'm most proud of it just because it's like, it feels like the most true to who I am and like what I want to say. It's a semi-finalist for I think 3 festivals now actually, but so we'll see. It's making its rounds, but yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. It's my baby. Intimidation, like as a female in the film industry, is something that I've dealt with personally. I think like the biggest thing is to not think about your gender so much, and to not like let that, because I think the biggest problem is that we're so in our heads about it, and like we're extra aware of ourselves in the industry, and I think that the best thing is to just embrace it. Sometimes I'll look around on set and realize I'm not just the only woman in camera team, but the only woman on set in general, and that's something. It's unfortunate, but I try to bring on and work with women whenever I can when I'm on set. For the future, I want to travel more. I want to write more poetry. I am first facing professionally, so I want to continue to do that, and I want to eventually DP more too. So those are my goals. I'm DPing a short that Sean Matsuyama is directing. It's called Piggy Banks, and that we're currently in pre-production for. That's coming out. I don't know when it's coming out, but we'll be shooting it in November sometime. So, yeah.
That's exciting.